I am so excited today because the powers that be have finally given me a performance car to talk about on the Driving.ca YouTube channel. And this is it right here, the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla. And I can't wait to tell you about how this... What's that? It's got 2 pedals? It's an automatic? What kind of person would give me an automatic performance car? I mean, come on! Oh, I knew there had to be a catch somewhere. All right, well, let's see if an automatic mangles the feel of this rally-inspired hot hatch. Cue the montage. Yes, new for 2025 in the GR Corolla is the automatic transmission, but don't worry, the manual is still around. Now listen, I'm gonna be clear with you. I think a hot hatch needs to be back to basics, no frills, including automatics. But I get the fact that not everyone can drive stick, or there's people out there who are tired of driving stick in day-to-day traffic, especially in like Toronto or Vancouver. That really wears out your leg, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's not the only thing that's new this year. The vehicle gets a modest torque bump, which I'm sure is a good slap in the face for early adopters. In addition to that, there's improved cooling, and even in automatic models, there's an improved transmission cooler. Not only that, but the 2025 model year vehicle gets some improved suspension tweaks. Now, the front and rear suspension gets tweaked a little bit to improve, the kind of ability to attack apexes in the corner. Before, there was some concern about lift on the inner wheel. Now that's kind of been minimized, and the trailing arms have been remounted so that there's less squat in the back whenever you're accelerating. That's a lot of really important tweaks for a vehicle that's pretty much just a Corolla. Right? Let's pop the hood. Now, under the hood is a turbocharged 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine, and it sounds so sweet. It's got the voice of a rally angel, and that's because this entire powertrain is essentially cribbed from the GR Yaris that competes in the WRC. That means it's got 300 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, which should be good enough to get this all-wheel drive hot hatch from 0 to 100 in about 4.9 seconds. Now, that is actually really close to the manual model, so I don't really know what you're going for here, Toyota. In addition to all of that cool powertrain, the GR4 all-wheel drive system is also borrowed from the rally-going vehicle. It has 3 different drive modes. The normal setup is 60-40 front to rear in terms of power delivery. Gravel mode is split evenly 50-50, and the track mode can split it as far as 30-70 front to rear, which is pretty cool. Now again, this is the automatic model, which comes with an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's not a dual clutch. It feels pretty good. We'll talk about that once we start driving. But one of the big things you should know is that the automatic is actually less fuel efficient than the manual, despite the added gears. You're gonna get about 10.5 liters per 100 kilometers combined in this car, while the manual model is good for about 9.8. The biggest difference comes with the city driving conditions, where this thing consumes about 1 liter more per 100 kilometers compared to the manual. But listen, all those specs and details are meaningless if this car is boring to drive. So let's jump in, let's rev, and let's roll. Just listen to that. I love it. This is the most important part of any hot hatch. It has to sound like it's urging you to go on, to keep playing. And the GR Corolla just has that soundtrack perfect. And the turbo, all this turbo noise you hear, it's so much fun. It's goofy, and I like that. I like a car that's a little bit silly. A hot hatch, they can drive fast for sure, but you want it to also be playful, silly, because they are just mainstream econo boxes stuffed with power. But let's talk about the hot hatch segment for a second, because there's not a lot that's kind of like this in there right now. Sure, you can get a Civic Type R, which is a track-oriented weapon. It handles so well, not just for a front-wheel drive car, it handles well, period. But it doesn't have all-wheel drive. It's not really that rally-oriented kind of thing that this vehicle is going for. On the other hand, you have the Golf R, which actually skews more towards a more premium feel. It has a ton of technology, and there's so many ways to customize the way it drives. And that's where that thing really stands out. From those two, I pick the Civic every time because I was just so annoyed with getting the Golf R ready and set up and everything. However, if you expand beyond the hatchback body style, there's a lot of really good choices, like the Elantra N, which is a track weapon. It's so good, and it's pretty well priced as well. There's also the Subaru WRX, which just isn't an old WRX STI. It just isn't the same at all. They might say it's rally inspired. I'm not buying it. It's good, just not great. This thing supersedes all of them. It feels a little bit more old school, like the Focus RS, or even the Lancer Evo, if you want to talk about something that was available with an automatic. I mean, that had a dual clutch. But you know what? It's a really good idea to bring up the old Lancer Evo with the dual clutch transmission, because I remember, even though that wasn't the greatest transmission, it had these massive metallic paddle shifters that made using them really fun. Unfortunately, you don't have anything like that here in the GR Corolla. It's a little bit point and shoot. These paddle shifters, they just feel like buttons. They respond okay. There's not a lot of like tactility to them. They're just there. They work. And I will say that overall, Toyota has done a really good job of delivering really quick shift times, especially in the sport mode, where it feels like it's almost got, rally pace notes. It knows that that turn is coming up. It knows that when you let off the throttle really sharply, it's gonna downshift. I really like that about it. It makes it feel really smart. But in everyday driving, it just kind of feels slushy. It's not really engaging, which is something that the manual model probably really, even if you get tired of, clutch in, change, clutch in, change, clutch in, change. I get that that can be tedious, it can be boring, it can tire you out, but I think I'd prefer that over what's going on here, because there's a little bit of vibration. It feels a little unrefined, especially in low speeds. And I think that's where this car kind of falls apart for me. And that's why I would probably drift away from the automatic model here. But once you're in all of the right modes, you're in the sport mode, you're pushing this car really quick, you're having fun, this car just comes alive. And I really like that. I mean, it just put foot down, changes gears, boom, here it goes, and listen to it. Oh, love it. Who's gonna get tired of that noise? And when it comes to handling, I mean, sure, it's not comfortable. It's nothing like the Golf R in that regard, but it's really solid. It really communicates exactly what's going on with the vehicle, with the surface. It provides a decent amount of confidence, especially in low traction conditions like snow, gravel, or let's say mud. The steering's pretty good too. It actually provides a decent amount of feedback. I like that. And the brakes are excellent. Now this year they've added some bigger ducts for the brakes, which is really good for using them on the track. I also want to add that I'm really excited to be driving this vehicle because it's a real Toyota performance vehicle. Yeah, there's the Toyota Supra, but that was built in collaboration with BMW, is made in Austria by Magna, and there's bits of it that just don't feel like a Toyota. Same with the GR86, that was built in collaboration with Subaru and even features a flat engine, something that Toyota doesn't really participate in. This is all Toyota all the time, and I think I really dig that. Finally, it's important to point out that this feels and looks like a Corolla, a normal Corolla on the inside. It doesn't have any fancy features, it doesn't come with a ton of technologies or toggles or switches or modes. It all works pretty seamlessly. You just get in and go. I like that. And there's plenty of space like a normal Corolla hatchback. I've even got my kid's seat back here. And it comes with all of the usual convenience features that you can expect. It's got heated seats, a heated steering wheel, automatic climate control. It's got all the safety gizmos like adaptive cruise control. And it's still fun to drive as well. But it does come with a big difference compared to the standard Corolla. You see, the starting price of a GR Corolla is around $51,000, and that's for a manual model too. You can get a premium package, which ups the price to around $58,000, $59,000, but that still has a manual transmission. The automatic is fully loaded and comes in at around 62 grand. That sounds like a lot because it is a lot. Nearly twice the price of a standard Corolla. Oof. Did you hear that? It just goes like, I love it. It's so good. They've nailed the sound and feel of this thing. And I really like that because non-gearheads will look at this car and they'll be like, oh, it's just a Corolla. but the people in the know, they'll hear it and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool car. It's got tons of grip for the pavement. I love that. Oh. Perfect. Love it. Great little engine. I'm gonna be honest. If it was my money, I'd just spring for the $50,000 stick shift model. But I understand that manuals aren't for everyone. Fortunately, Toyota knows that too. So there's both a stick shift and an automatic version for every kind of enthusiast out there. And no matter which one you pick, you're going to get an honest-to-goodness, rally-inspired hot hatch. Something that's agile, quick, fun to drive, and rowdy. That's just perfect, isn't it? For Driving.ca, I'm Sammy Hajjasad. Oh, next week? Yeah. You want me? Oh, what's that? The Mitsubishi Outlander, huh? Not even the plug-in version? Okay, I guess. Hey John, yeah, what's up? I just wrapped up with the GR Corolla. Yeah, that's not that bad for an automatic. Next time? An Audi, eh? Oh, okay. Q3. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not complaining. All right, great. See ya.